Oh, I hope that worked. I don't even think I have Google or Facebook up and going. Let's find out.
You mean YouTube?
Yeah, the thing. It says I'm broadcasting out to YouTube, but I had to close it down because it wouldn't let me reinstall. Hello, everybody. Welcome. We're still trying to figure out OBS being obstastic again. Yeah.
The obsiest.
It says we're live and broadcasting out on YouTube, so I guess we're okay?
Guess is the right word.
Oh, Orca, trust me, it's actually been far worse.
Well, this is one of the worst bits you've had, where it really locked everything up.
No, the worst bit I had was when it would lock up every 15 minutes for about half an hour, and then it would unlock, and trying to do anything at that point was just impossible. It seems to be grumpy every time Windows updates, anytime my Razer drivers update, or anytime my graphics card updates.
Which, of course, is pretty well constantly.
Yes.
And just think, everything else is worse.
And every time I've tried to go to the forum or solicit advice on what to do about it, I get cricket chirps.
Yeah.
So
I'm probably have pinged that one thread a few times.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's finish off the healer quest, because I didn't have a great night last night in game. I'm not having a great day today. I'm not having a horrible day today, so I'll take that as a consolation. But, yeah. I'm just hoping that YouTube actually has all the correct information tags and all that. Because, I have to go through Chrome for that, because that's what YouTube Studio wants, is they want it all on Chrome as much as possible. Because Google.
And it's all Google, so you can't entirely blame them, but I'll blame them anyway.
Yeah. And I had everything set beforehand, but I had to close it all down to get OBS deinstalled and reinstalled. So I don't know if all my tag and information came over or not. I hope it did. Because I always forget to go through and fix it after the stream.
Right.
Go fig.
I'll try and remind you after this.
Yeah, my grumpiness from last night was due to the fact that I'm trying to get a set of crafted healing gear made so that I'm available to raid with action in the guys.
Okay, we'll do healing for that.
Yeah, I'm hoping to do healing for that. And first off, 2 of the pieces didn't even complete. I missed it by 2 points each.
Yeah.
That was very grumpy making. And then none of the others came out high quality at all. I couldn't get above 15%, and I'm pulling my hair out over it. Because it means I've wasted all these mats, particularly mats that I have to buy with tombstones, which I spent all my coin purse on those mats, so now I'm left with nothing. I am very grumpy with myself right now. You coming to airport?
Fine. I thought it was back in Lemza.
Says here, antidote for anarchy. Speak with Wilson in Aleport.
Okay.
See, I can read. Aren't I a great scholar?
Yes.
So today our...
Smuggler, that was a complete sentence. Now we need to introduce you to the wonderful world of proper nouns.
Oh, whatever happened with the Kiko?
I think he did something else after.
Well, I know he did a series of, like, children's books through, I want to say
Scholastic.
Del Rey?
Scholastic, I think. If you're talking about the adaptations of Akiko, I believe those are Scholastic.
Okay.
Give me a moment. I can check. I have the first two. I have, like, volumes 1 and 4 of the graphic novels, and then volumes 1 and 2 of the text.
Now, to be fair, getting out from under Sirius was going to probably be an issue, so...
That's why Akiko kind of finished, especially in graphic novel form. And I think he did something else after that, and I'm not sure what it was.
Yeah, I know.
Delacorte Press.
Okay.
Let's see who they were owned by. Because they're all imprints these days.
I know Terry Wood's talking about coming out with some new stuff.
That'd be good.
Of course, she did the reprint for her book.
Yeah, Wandering Star.
Through...
And that was Dover of all
things. Dover did this giant, huge collection volume.
And we have it, and it is very nice, and I highly recommend it. Okay, imprint of Random House children books.
Okay, Random House. That would make sense.
Yeah, so Random House through their Delacorte imprint. Of course, that was years ago. I don't know.
And last I heard, that was doing really well, so...
I don't know. Last I heard, I'm pretty sure he was doing something else. Presumably because of troubles with Sirius, and I'm not sure that the text novels have done that well. And I seem to remember he was doing at least reasonably well on the new series. But that was over a decade ago.
Yep. Kasukana? I'm relieved our troubles are over, but I've never been good at farewells. Don't blame ya. Zurich?
Earlia, Theron, it's good to see you and Miss Lushkana as well.
Yeah, I'm glad you two made it through.
I need to do more about fixing the lighthouse.
Yeah.
Well met, you two. How fares the hunt for Elorant?
Completed.
Sent them flying, did you? Now those are what I call good tidings. I think they'd confuse a goblin explosive for their own smoke bombs. Ha! Serves them right, I say. Indeed it does. With Mrs. Lushkana's heirloom returned, we can breathe a collective sigh of relief. I, for one, am pleased there will be no more risk of poisoned elixirs. I wouldn't have wished those hiccups on my worst enemy. Really? Not even her? By the by, Mrs. Lushkana, I knew you traveled far to get here, but I didn't realize you hailed from Tyrol. That's quite a voyage. Will you be heading home soon?
Yes, that's right. Vilbrand is a fascinating place, but my village is probably worried sick about me. And the Heartsting too, of course.
Though your time here is short, you'll be sorely missed. We still have much to learn, but one day, perhaps we might find our way to Tyrol as well.
Oh, that would be wonderful. And when you do, I'll look forward to hearing all about your adventures.
And you! We had a feeling you two were no ordinary adventurers. Imagine our surprise when we learned you're the saviors of the realm themselves. One of our Yellow Jacket acquaintances boasted about meeting the Warriors of Light while investigating the serial poisonings, and that's when it dawned on us. She sends her regards, by the way.
No worries.
We've momes to go before we reach your lofty heights, but God's willing, we'll try to rise to the challenge. Indeed, you've given me much to aspire to as a fellow healer, and I shall do my utmost to follow your shining examples. Be well, you three, and may we meet again on distant shores.
Thank you both for your help. I'll never forget it. It's time I returned to Toliolau. It would mean the world to me if you'd come too, Theron, Rylea. I wouldn't want to report our success to Nymphini without you. No, I've not heard of Ketan Lad. Unfortunately...
Mostly talking about Ketan Ram.
Ah.
So, no, the Buns have not gotten to meet Ketan Ram. He's purely over in the New World these days. Of course we're coming, we want tacos!
Who first? Wilson or Zurich?
Wilson is fine. Sooner or later, we'll be taking our adventures elsewhere. When we do, I hope we'll cross paths with you. You are an inspiration to healers the realm over. Together with Wislam, I hope to dedicate what ability I have to aiding those around me, as you have helped us.
Play it smart and you'll do fine. But yeah, I actually almost signed a contract with Sirius for Bureau of Mana investigation, but that kind of fell through, and it was probably best that it did.
It probably was, yes, though hopefully you would have read your contract a bit more thoroughly than some people.
Well, it didn't help that he was really enthusiastic, the main publisher was really enthusiastic, and then at the last minute, instead of telling me to my face that he wanted to back out of the contract before we even signed the contract, he shoved me at a sub-editor who to my face said, "I hate furry stuffs." That was the first words out of his mouth. It's like, if you want out of the contract, just say so. Don't tell your boss to get some stones, okay? Actually, we want to go this way. And that's how Bureau of Mana investigation ended up over at Radio Comics.
Yeah, a few years later.
Yep.
A bunch of Sirius published a bunch of things we only really know about like 3 of them.
Oh no, Orca, he is full on Rogaden. You cannot mistake that build.
Yeah, he was Rogaden.
He was a Seawolf Rogaden. The one who gets a little confusing to tell whether he's Rogaden or not is actually the Bull of Alamigo.
Oh, yes. Thanks.
Yeah. Brain fart. It's a stinky one.
Mark Criley did The Adventures of Akiko at
Ralbon.
Sirius. Ralbon, yes.
Yes.
And as far as I know, he basically kept the intellectual rights, but not the comics.
Right, so the
which is why he published the prose version.
Right. That would make sense.
Tabby Cat Suddenly I can't think of the name. Cats in VR.
Yeah. She did,
Reality check.
Yeah.
And she never got that back, or at least some time ago. I think she might have hacked. No, she got it back more recently.
Well, she got it back, and it ended up for a little bit over at Tokyo Pop.
That doesn't sound... No. Wrong. That was not Reality Check. That was the spin-off. There was a little kind of goth show thing that they had inside Reality Check, and she exploded that out into a spin-off comic. That's what was at Tokyo Pop.
No, Reality Check ended up at Tokyo Pop 2, and then that exploded even worse because, yeah.
But a few years ago, she was trying to basically do like a Kickstarter for a reprint of the graphic novel. Using what assets they still had, a lot of the original art is gone.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
And then the third is Wandering Star by Terry Wood, which was locked up with Sirius until they were 2 days late sending out a contract for signing that, she would have had to have signed, except for the fact that they broke the contract on their own by being late.
Yep.
And she republished it herself at that point, and then later Dover did the collected edition. All 3 series are really good and worth looking up if you can find them. Hello, Shkana. And Riley and Theron as well. Your combined presence here can only mean one thing.
Theron, Rylea, and I have brought the Heart Sting home.
So you have. I regret that I could not assist you, but I am relieved that all is well. Words cannot express my gratitude to you both.
Happy to help. Taking back the Heart Sting was no easy task, but I learned a great deal on my journey to Eorzea. One of the Unbound, a man called Kononoa, possessed an inherent immunity to poison, built up by years of regularly ingesting small amounts. Rather than rely solely on the Scorpion's gift to detoxify us, perhaps we might learn from those traditions and build up a stronger immunity of our own. It would be prudent to prepare ourselves in case something like this ever happens again. If we're to continue living among the deadly, perhaps it's time we found new ways to overcome the challenges we face. Throughout my life in the village, I thought I knew everything there was to know about the Heart Sting, but I now understand that the Scorpion's gift can easily become a curse in the wrong hands. Its power can poison a single water source, threatening countless lives on a whim. And yet at the same time, its detoxifying powers can save just as many. I began to wonder, could the Heart Sting provide succor outside our village? Should it? Or will the risk prove too great?
Excellent questions all. Knowing what the Heart Sting is capable of outside our borders, we must consider this carefully for the future of our people. I'm certain your father will wish to speak more of it upon our return.
As you can see, our community has much to consider if we're to keep thriving. But for the moment, I'm simply glad to have the Heart Sting back in Tural, and I can't thank you enough for your help. Until I met you two, I'd never hunted alongside a healer, but knowing I had your support filled me with courage. Yours is the heartening presence, one I'm going to miss dearly. You have my gratitude and my trust. now and forever.
Thank you.
As much
Maybe
as
someday they'll add a map with your village in it.
We could only hope. As much as I'd like to, I won't keep you any longer. Nepian and I have a long trek home. I wish you all the best, and I hope, no, I know we'll meet again someday. Right then, no choice, take them all.
Yeah. Hope your inventory's ready.
I have inventory?
A hurt stings a heavy burden. Here.
Fine.
Better you than me. And now it is time.
So, I have a debate.
Uh-huh.
Because I have 2 ranged magic DPS.
Yeah. Oh, great. I'm going for this for, like, the first quest, which is about all I'll be able to do.
Well, that's not a bad idea.
And then switch up to Summoner because it's all I'll be able to do the rest in. Sui. Power Forgotten. Sui seeks an adventure with a penchant for the magical.
That would be us. Oh, hello. Did Brook Evo send you to help recover our stolen treasure? Thank the heavens. And judging by your accoutrements, you've learned the arcane arts, yes? If so, we'll need your power and wisdom. Truth be told, it is wisdom that we require most. You see, even though the treasure has been guarded by our people for generations, we know little of its true nature. Oh dear. That's going to be a problem. In ages past, the forests of our homeland were plagued by terrible beasts, a constant source of fear and danger. To combat this menace, our mages spent many moons researching the treasure known as the Perch of the Apex. Upon unlocking its secret, they were able to drive the monsters from the woods, bringing peace at last. With the threat all but eradicated, our forebears forbade any further use of the treasure and enshrined it within the village.
That's not promising.
As the years passed, we slowly forgot what it was to live in fear. And yet, as our struggle faded into memory, stories surrounded the Perch of the Apex, becoming legend, then myth. Now, none alive are certain of its true power. Yet, the peace was shattered by a member of the Passage of the Unbound. The villain wielded his way into our trust, then stole upon my husband, the treasure's appointed guardian, catching him unaware with a terrible blow that left him unconscious.
Should I switch back to healing for that?
Might be wise. Yet,
Oh yeah.
he has yet to awaken, so my daughter Tepeki was sent forth to retrieve what was stolen. Unlike her father, she has no skill in the arcane arts and chose the path of the sword. That is why I've been seeking someone with the knowledge she lacks. Should the ancient power be unleashed, please, if you can find it in your heart to help Tepeki, it would be forever grateful. Consider it done.
Okay.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Now, our only clue to the thief's whereabouts is from something he mentioned during his stay in our village. He spoke of his desire to bring change to a place he called Raz-at-Han.
Yeah. So not Ishgard. Probably.
That is where Tepeki decided to begin her search, so she boarded a ferry bound there by way of Lemzo-Lominsa, with her trusted sword and shield close at hand. That's how you'll know her.
Okay, look for a paladin out of her depth.
She agreed to stay in Raz-at-Han to gather information until aid arrived. I know nothing of the place, but it's likely she can be found in a marketplace or some such. Please, bring our treasure and my daughter safely home. Yeah, I think we might have some influence in Raz-at-Han. I don't know. What do you think?
When's the last time we went raiding the treasure cavern? And how angry is Vitra going to be over it still?
We got his sister back, so I think he's gonna overlook us doing stupid things for a little bit. As long as they're not too stupid. And we apologized! We totally apologized and didn't take anything. We just busted up all his bots.
Yes. That's the problem.
It could have been worse. It could have been a lot worse. Okay. She said she came here through...
But we were meeting her in Raz-at-Han. She just went.
Yeah, I'm
through
just
one
trying to
door.
remember how to get from...
How we get there, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
good. I was hoping you knew.
It's not that guy. That guy goes to Charlian.
Yeah.
This goes to the east. We might have to airship it.
Yeah, well, there is one other way. It doesn't go direct to Raz-at-Han. But we're mostly over the Aether Sickness.
Oh god, I'll take the airship. That's right, you can get to Raz-at-Han from Charlian, but you can't get from Raz-at-Han to Charlian.
I know, they really need to fix that up.
It's a one-way trip. Why did they do that to us?
For inconvenience's sake. Oh, those quests staring at me. Yeah, Doodles, I don't think any of them are gonna send us to the moon. More's the pity.
Passage to Yazatown. I know technically we could just aetheryte here, but what's the fun in that?
And despite the expense, that's probably more expensive.
Oh yes. Oh. Yeah, the teleport fees are getting kind of insane.
Taking the 999 limit off was one of the most evil things they've done.
Yes. Yes, it was. I think we're having a texture problem.
Okay, not just me then.
No, it is not just you. It's like a double face and they're fighting each other.
Oopsies.
Okay, one of the items that I put up for sale that I mismade just sold for 24,000 gil.
It's a start.
Hello, Tarali Swordwoman.
Hi, Miss Swordswoman. Can I call you Tarali?
Oh, are you looking for me? Whatever for. Yeah, your mom was worried about you. Theron and Rylea, and you say my mother sent you? I'll take it she's already explained the details, such as how we know next to nothing about the treasure and its capacities. We have only the legends passed down through our forebears to go on. They speak of a Vadral of an owl that once terrorized the forests, whose souls is sealed within the perch of the apex. The tales have only become more vague as the mists of time obscure the treasure's origins. Even our village elders remembers not but an ominous warning uttered by those who once wielded its magics. The master of the apex shall be showered with good fortune, yet leave only sorrow in their wake.
Oh good, it's a jinx.
It's clear that despite owing our safety to the Apex's power, our forebrothers viewed it as something to be feared. It must be truly immense. Now, on to the matter of the theft. Even during our brief acquaintance, he made plain his desire to bring change to Razatan. Naturally, I've started my search here and have been seeking anyone expressing dissatisfaction in the status quo. Sure enough, as soon as stories of the recent arrival, a self-styled savior of Razatan who proclaims that he led the city to its greatness and calls himself the Judicator.
Justicar.
Justicar?
Yeah.
Justicar. Okay. Strawberries. Tasty, tasty. He had apparently taken on the burden of personally exterminating the beasts which infest Thavnir wilds. He makes a great show of claiming he's alone and equal to the task. While he certainly draws a crowd to his boasting, they only watch with morbid curiosity as he sets off to the jungles alone. I realize this could be nothing to do with our problem, but even the smallest lead must be pursued.
No, this is probably it. You there?
Yeah. I'm being very yawny tonight for some reason. I feel like I'm playing at the Acropolis. I've heard that he often gives his speeches at the region's smaller settlements, so shall we go see if this justice are for ourselves? It's decided. Let's head to Yadilamad. That would be a good place to start. Hopefully we can find our next crumb of clue. I really think we might want to take this up with
Vitra.
Vitra.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
At least let him know what's going on.
Do we want to swing by the palace and talk to him?
Sadly, all we'd be able to do is stoically nod at him. Talking is what NPCs are for.
Yeah, I might need more water for this.
Well, it's raining. Orca, the local curry is nothing compared to Zero's curry.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I think the locals have taken a gander to Zero's curry, which is truly terrifying.
Yeah. Break it up, you two.
Off to Yadilamad!
Mm-hmm. Okay then.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody was racing out there.
It happens.
At least he wasn't just doing donuts in the Safeway parking lot.
Yeah. They're
I mean,
still doing
Safeway's
that.
donuts aren't even all that good.
No, they're not. Not compared to Donut Wheel.
Mm-hmm.
Donut Wheel.
Okay.
Hooray, boy.
You're looking for the Justice Art too? One of the soldiers just went after him.
Oh dear. Tharon, Rylea, we're in luck. This boy saw the very man we seek. It seems he gave us the same grand speech about saving the people, claiming the danger lurked nearby before vanishing forth to combat it alone. Yet the Radiant host could not well stand idle if there truly were beasts afoot, so one of them followed him. All we need to do is pick up their trail.
He ran towards the shroud, but you might be able to spot him from Kajaya's footsteps. You can see the whole forest from there.
Thanks, you've been very helpful. So, let's head there and see what we can see.
Soldier just left. If you hurry, maybe you can catch up with him.
That would be grand.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
The temple to all dancers. I've always liked this place. It is very neat.
Mm-hmm.
Now then, let's begin our search. Since I've never actually seen the Justiciar, I suggest we find a Radiant Host soldier first. They do all wear similar armor after all. Search and inspect. Oh dear. Fallen fungus.
Not finding anything yet.
Whatever that is, it isn't moving anymore. Could it be one of the fiends that Justiciar was after? Yeah, and there's...
I'm not finding anything yet.
The host.
Where are you looking?
Swing to the left. By the rocks.
Uh-huh.
Between the rocks, really. Or two of the big rocks along the path. You might need to zoom in.
Maybe?
I'm just looking what else is here.
Oh, okay, yeah. Had to get all the way in before it would allow me to select.
And a mandrill is very angry at the fungus.
Mm-hmm.
And is now running in circles to it.
Yeah. Radiant Host Soldier. That must be him, but what happened? We'd better get down there quickly.
Yep.
Well, that's what flying mounts are for.
Mm-hmm.
And cities.
Not to worry. He is only unconscious, but otherwise appears unharmed. The rocks are unusual.
What happened?
You okay, friend?
Plus.
We heard you came here in pursuit of the Justiciar. Do you remember anything?
Yes, I eventually found him. He was confronting that fiend that now lies dead.
I bet you the thing's wind-powered.
Hmm. Well, it is an owl vidral. At last, the Justiciar grazes Razdat-Han. I shall bring unending peace to this beleaguered land.
How is an archer wearing that suit? Half of that's Dragoon.
You are brave to follow in my path. Few indeed possess the mettle to even consider the terrors which threaten our home, let alone stand against them. Yet, courageous though you may be, you're far too weak to fell a beast so mighty. Really. Quit this place with your life while you're yet able. I'm of the Radiant Host. If I ran from such meager prey, I would become a laughingstock.
This is very true.
How bold to look death in the eye without flinching. I doubt not your conviction to defend Razdat-Han, yet I believe it pales before mine.
Yeah.
O Apex, bestow upon me your divine might.
Chirp. Chirp, chirp.
Do you not heed my call? I require your power more than ever. Is something supposed to happen? Why? Am I yet unworthy? Or mayhap there is a button I must press.
Oh.
This is not what I expected. Stand aside, I will dispose of this pest. Just give me a moment. It cannot end like this. I won't be made a fool. Come on, you moldy trinket, work! Transform me into the hero of Razdat-Han. Yeah. Yep.
It's a totem of Coyote Bonk.
He brandished that idol and became wreathed in a mysterious light. Then boulders started falling from the sky. Down they came, one after the other. That's when I must have been struck unconscious. Considering the size of that rock, you are very sturdy.
He's very lucky.
I recall only faintly, but I think I heard the man mumbling, quite excitedly, as if he'd come upon a sudden revelation, or as if he was overtaken by madness. Yeah, I think I'm just going to call it our mysterious foe, La Mancha. It seems he got away unscathed. Either he had an incredible stroke of luck, or whatever he was beseeching to actually answered.
Yeah, I think the 12 are all raw constitutions. Then it's as I suspected. The Judicer is the same as the thief who stole the perch of the apex. But no doubt he's long departed from here. First, I'll escort this fellow back to Udelamad and keep a close eye on him. Head wounds can have dreadful after effects. Yes, they can.
Yeah. Do we switch back to Scholar and check for concussion? And back in the rain.
The soldier made his way to Razdat-Han to make a full report. What an odd report it will be. His account seemed to align with the legends of the treasure's power. The wielder escaped unharmed, but brought ruin to those around him. Could those falling rocks have been a freak accident? I'm not so sure.
Nothing freak about it. You won't believe it! He came back! No, I believe it.
Who came back? The Judicar?
Yes, not long after you left. He said he beat up a monster that knocked out a Radiant, and he was laughing his head off. The monster had nothing to do with him being knocked out. Did he really do that? Is he really stronger than the Radiants?
No, he's not.
The idol might be, though. Maybe he is?
Maybe he isn't.
Well, my mate can't stop talking about him. He wants to be just like the Justicar. His mom and dad weren't happy about that, though.
I'd advise you and your friend to look for a different role model. But we thank you for telling us what happened.
Hildy would be better.
Yes, Hildy would be better. It's a tome of Hildebrandt! Oh my god! We're real trouble now.
Yeah.
Well, there is one less fiend skulking about, I suppose. He may have been simply testing the treasure's capabilities, and as far as we know, he's yet to use its power towards evil ends. If I find his motivations a mystery, to steal the perch of the apex by force, only to come here to Thavnir and use it for good? It makes no sense.
Well, his definition of good is probably a little lacking.
Mm-hmm. You've heard tell of the passage of the Unbound, yes? Many have ventured into Tuliolal claiming to be their victims, yet here they would be saviors? If he had such noble goals, then why did he stoop to such devious deception? What could he be plotting? But that's neither here nor there. He stole from my people, and that misdeed can't be forgiven. The perch of the apex helped us win peace, but its might, our forebears built the foundation of the lives we now lead. Until recently, it stood silent, a symbol of our pride as a people. It reminded us that we carved out a home within that inhospitable wilderness. Being trusted with its protection is a great honor, and I was so proud of my father when the elders chose him, so proud to be his daughter. Yet since that day was stolen, some of the other villagers made their disdain towards him only too clear. I couldn't bear it. That's why I must get it back, to restore my village's pride and my father's reputation. There's still so much we don't know about the Justicar, but we have to assume he's learning to wield the Apex's power. I can't say whether those falling rocks had anything to do with it, but I won't discount it outright. I'll continue looking into his whereabouts. While we still have so many questions, with both of us working together, we'll find the answer soon enough.
Mm-hmm.
Count on us.
Though, maybe we should visit Mitra and tell him to beware of falling rocks.
Yeah. Huh! It's a blue quest icon for me.
It's 92. It'll go red when you try and turn it in.
Boo!
Yeah, I know from prior experience, it'll be blue until you try to turn it in. So, I'm shifting up now. Sadly, I have nothing in between the two.
Scummoner or Black Mage?
Black Mage is 90 for me.
No, for me.
Yeah, well, that's you.
Should I go Scummoner or Black Mage?
Up to you.
Time to be suicidal.
A brand of justice. pt.5 wears a troubled expression. Yeah, it's all the rain.
What rain? David, Philea, I'm afraid there have been some developments that are less than encouraging. News of the Justicer's actions have spread through the city, and with each retelling, his deeds become more valorous. Young citizens, in particular, seem to view him as some sort of idol. Despite the creature he hunts posing no real danger, he would paint them as mighty beasts in need of felling. Of course, the Radiant Host are far too busy to trouble themselves culling every pest that casts a sideways glance at the city's gates.
Yeah.
Yet the Justicer, has twisted...
Based off of justice.
Yeah, I kind of figured that. Yet
it's a medieval office.
The Justicer has twisted circumstances to his advantage. He proclaims to anyone who will listen that the Radiant Host shirk with terror before these beasts, and that he's the only one who can eradicate them. Though you might expect such claims to be dismissed as wild ramblings, it seems no few people have fallen for his ploy. The whispers of his exploits among the youth have particularly grown in clamor. Yet, we mustn't be discouraged, for his increasing fame only makes it easier for us to sniff out his tale. And where better to start than Razathan? I'll see you there. Okay, Urza. Back to Razathan.
So, how was doing all those trusts as Black Mage?
I did it! It was, interesting. I will say that, Scummoner is a lot easier to play than Black Mage.
Oh, yes.
Black Mage, when you do it correctly, it is magnifique power. It is so easy to fumble Black Mage.
Great cosmic power, itty bitty margin of error.
Yep. The sad part is it's still underpowered compared to a melee DPS.
Yeah.
Because the melee, it's what they refer to as the range tax.
Yes.
And apparently...
Most nasty types and Black Mage especially don't deserve as much because cast times.
Yeah.
You know, Bard and things like that, yeah, sure, it's all instants. So you can run around willy-nilly and still get things done. Black Mage you can't do that with.
Yeah, Black Mage, you really have to plan out what you're casting when. Now, Summoner is actually pretty easy to play. There is some variety to it, and you kind of have to keep your eye out that you don't cast the wrong thing at the wrong time, because that is possible.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Oops! What do you mean I just charged into that AoE?
Yeah, it's fairly easy to play, but there are definite ways you can screw it up.
Oh, yeah. Given how large the city is, let's split up to cover more ground. I already have a
do more damage that way.
Yes. I have a destination in mind, the High Crucible. I hear the alchemist can concoct all manner of tinctures and powders, which include those which help in detecting trace of energies left behind by magics and enchanting tools. Fallen rocks may have... The fallen rocks have invariable marked locations where the Judicar has performed one of his feats. and I believe an alchemical mixture can help us determine their presence is the work of the treasure. I'm hardly an expert in such concoctions, though, so I'll seek advice at the High Crucible. While I do that, I would ask that you go to the Hall of the Radiant Host and see if any of them have any new information on the Justicer's whereabouts. Does that plan sound agreeable to you? Great. Now that we both have our tasks, let's get to them. I'll meet you back here once my business is done.
And yes, Orca, Raz.Han is basically FF14 India.
It's more Bali, but yeah. It's that kind of area equivalent.
Mm-hmm.
And India itself has so many different cultures because it's so big and most of them are native and yeah.
Yep.
There is no Indian culture. It's all the... Yeah.
Raz.Han was introduced in Endwalker.
As a actual
which
place.
We'll get to sometime in like 20 years.
But we've heard all about Raz.Han since AAR.
Yes. I'm trying to remember where it was. Oh no. What is he doing here?
No, he's been here the entire time. How are you hanging? You still haven't forged that pack, dude?
Yeah. Wow. Bureaucracy. What can we say?
Yeah. Hello, Mr. Preoccupied Radiant.
Tired of hearing about this Justice Heart. His popularity among the city's younglings is quickly becoming a cause for concern. Try as we might to refute his claims that the Radiant Host are allowing monstrous beasts to run amok unchecked. You know how young minds are, impressionable and difficult to change once set. We initially disregarded him as a boastful eccentric, but his alarming sway over the populace can no longer be ignored. We are at present considering whether to open a formal investigation into his activities. You and his ally, and this ally of yours, have done well in your search thus far. You even have a working theory about the falling stones. Quite impressive. Yeah, and may I recommend, better helmets. You're gonna need them. Several of our number have encountered him during their patrols, only to lose sight of him under a hail of rocks. Such incidents have become all too frequent, and many in our ranks demand we act. For now, I'm afraid this is all the help I can offer. Please share what I've told you with your companion, and together we may yet unmask the Justice Heart.
By the way, I really like this staff. It's not my favorite staff, but it's not a bad staff. There's a kitty on top.
Where did you get this?
This is the Black Mage class staff.
Okay then.
Glowing eyes and all. Meow.
Nice. Yeah, I'll probably still stick with the lantern, but yeah.
I'm basically just ringing around the class stuff for now. I'll eventually go back to the lantern, but yeah.
Hold on. If anything I told you can potentially help Mistress Tepeke in her search, please share it with her, and assure her that the Radiant Host are not standing idly by while the Justice Heart poisons the people's minds.
Good.
We understand.
Because you guys are actually very competent guards. I'd hate to see that undermined. Yeah, Raz.Han is actually an island nation ruled by Vitra.
One of the Elder Dragons.
The youngest of the Elder Dragons.
Yeah. His he older than his sister then?
Yes. His sister
Or
effectively
younger?
raised him.
Okay, yeah.
Hey, Tepeki. It's heartening to know that the Radiant hosts are taking this seriously. Thank you for speaking with them. I have good tidings as well. I explained the situation to the alchemists, and they provided a powder that should help detect trace magics in the surrounding environment. I say help because the powder reacts only faintly on its own. To function properly, it requires the skills of one practiced in the arcane arts. Luckily, I have you two. I've committed the locations of all sightings of the Justicer to memory, and the closest to us was at the perfumed rise. Let's hope the powder works as intended. They did indeed. Now, I do question where those other dragons come from, because each dragon has their brood, except Vitra. We've never seen Vitra's brood.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he has allies with all the other dragons, but as far as he's concerned, the people of Arasat Han are his brood. So maybe he pulled some favors in.
Presumably.
Or he could have pulled in the remnants of his sister's brood. Because they would still be around even though she was missing in action.
Mm-hmm. And she was there.
Yes, she was. Oh.
Hi, Rift.
Rift is grumpy. No one rides him anymore. And I believe all of the high-level Drowneds are accounted for. There are 3 dead and 1, 2, 3, 4 still alive. And not counting...
The dead ones would be Ratatosker, I can't think of his name. Mr. Villain. Mr.
Nidhogg?
Rage. Nidhogg. And Bahamut.
Correct. Hey, Tepeki. The Justicar was sighted near here, and I don't see any other conspicuous stones around, so I've sprinkled some of the powder on this one. Now concentrate your focus, or inner eye, or whatever it is that the locus of your power, and see if you can't detect any unnatural forces.
How about an unnatural city?
So, were you able to detect anything? I knew you two could do it! So, because there are no crystals in the rock, the energy you detected must be the remnants of some kind of spell, is that right? And taking the story of the Radiant we rescued's previous into account, we can conclude that the Justice Star used the treasure to call those stones down from the sky. At least we now have an inkling of its true nature. Even so, not every question has been answered. The Radiant told us that even as the Justice Star stood before the creature, he seemed to have trouble calling forth the Apex's power at first. My father once said that the perch of the Apex is much like a wand that he uses to weave his magics. Of course, the main difference between them is the unique nature of the essence stored within the treasure. I know little of such arcane instruments, but you must be quite familiar with them. How do you use yours? The last one is very tempting.
Yes, it is. I channel Aether into it.
Yeah, that's effectively what all magic is. It's channeling and controlling Aether flows.
Mm-hmm.
I see. Even with the right instrument, spellcasting requires the use of specific techniques. The Judicar seems to lack any such experience, so how did he tap into the treasure's power?
It's probably made to be easy to use.
I suppose the perch of the Apex possesses some unique method of activation. When I spoke with the representative of the other tribes about their treasures, no one mentioned special techniques being required, or that the relics should have much in common to begin with.
The special activation is a call to Acme.
Yes.
You two, did you see Ian Ari girl pass through here by herself?
No, can't say we did. I'm afraid not. What happened?
Wait, I recognize you three. The heroes of the final days and our recent visitor from Taral. Apologies for the imposition, but may I beg your assistance? It's all that Justice Star's fault. The girl said she was off to join that fool's crusade and ran out of Yadalamad before anyone could stop her. Ordinarily, I'd say that's possibly harmless, except for the fact she's going to get beamed. Her mother begged us to find her, but if she's following the Justice Star, she could be anywhere. You see, he's been sighted at locations scattered all over Thavnair. Thavnair being the island itself.
Mm-hmm. We can't stand here looking at rocks when the girl's in danger, especially if the Justice Star is involved. We have to help. Say no more.
That'd be much appreciated. We're searching places where the Justice Star has been spotted before, so perhaps you could start where he hasn't been seen.
Good idea. As far as I know, he hasn't been sighted at the northern slopes. Come on, Theron, Rylea.
I'll start my search right away. Pray hurry to the northern shores. I only hope that we can find the girls soon. Right, Urza.
Unfortunately, there are no tacos in Thavnair.
Yeah.
This will probably change soon. Because tacos go everywhere. Any luck? I don't see her anywhere. I hope she's safe.
Not seeing a whole lot of rocks either.
Oh dear.
Oh. And I don't see him.
There are more pressing matters at hand. You can start this.
Woohoo! This is the first time I've gotten to do this.
Ah, Solar Bahamut.
Yes.
Look at this! Look at this! Look at this! Take that, healers! Sorry.
No, you're not.
You're right, I'm not. Anytime I play Backmage, I have this utter compulsion to start cackling madly.
I just start yelling explosion.
I heard fighting, so I came as fast as I could. It's a good thing you arrived in time to save the girl. Thank you, Mr. Mrs. Thank you. I'm glad you're safe, but your mother must be worried sick. You shouldn't wander off like that, especially not to look for a trickster like the Justice are. What, you mean he's a bad man? Yes, exactly. He stole an important treasure from my village, and now he's using it to make himself look brave. But he needs to kill the monsters to protect us. That's no excuse for stealing. He might have fooled you younglings, but the Radiant Host knows what he's up to. But he said he'd save us from the monsters. He's our hero. The Radiant said we shouldn't be scared, but we all know the Justicer is the only one who keeps us safe. We don't need the Radiants anymore.
No hero can save the world alone.
Yeah, that is the true line, and we know it far too well.
That's why we keep summoning 6 of our friends.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't say the bad things about the Radiants. They protect everyone in the final days. I guess I forgot how much they care about us. I'm sorry too. I shouldn't have spoken to you like that after all you've been through, though. You said the Justicer is a thief and a trickster, but I hope it's not true. He's my hero. Well, we'd better escort her back to Dilamad. I'll meet you there. Safe travels. Yeah, I'm a little sad with Solar Bahamut.
Sorry.
And I know I've mentioned this before, but it's still true. All our other summons is because at some point along the line, we had to fight them. In order for us to understand their aether flow. That includes Garuda, that includes Titan, that includes Ifrit, that includes Phoenix or Suzuka, or
Suzaku.
Yeah, Suzaku, thank you. My brain is going. That includes Bahamut. But we've never had to do anything to effectively gain Solar Bahamut. He just kind of appears. And that makes me sad, because I was expecting at some point during MSQ to have to deal with Solar Bahamut. And it never happened.
Sorry.
The girl and her mother are reunited, and I think we can both give ourselves a pat on the back. They're on their way now to inform the Radiant hosts that all is well. I would like to apologize for before. I let my emotions get the better of me, and angered that poor girl when she was hardly to blame for anything. I really should have been scolding myself. I think you're being a little too hard on yourself. Aaron, Leah, there's something I neglected to tell you before. That man who calls himself the Judicar came to us in the guise of a worldly merchant. He was eager to ask about the Perch of Apex and its history, and I was equally eager to tell him. Not even considering what he might do with the information. I'm proud of my father for being appointed as the guardian. I suppose I was trying to impress a stranger of our sheer vanity. That vanity led my father being attacked and the treasure being stolen from under our noses. I have no choice but to make amends for my mistake and to bring it back. Yet some are convinced that the Justicer's action only serves a greater good. I can't accept that he might not be as rotten as I thought, and lashed out at the wrong person. From now on, I can't let my emotions cloud my judgment. I must remain calm and look at the facts for what they are. And those facts say that the Justicar has done no harm to the people of Thavnair.
Just wait.
Even
Someone's gonna get a rock to the noggin.
Yep, it's only a matter of time. Even so, the organization he serves, the Passage of the Unbound, is evil to its very core. If his actions at my village are not villainy, I don't know what is. The situation is fraught with contradictions. I still don't know what to think. What about you two? Even if he hasn't attacked anyone, his actions are stirring unrest. Particularly against the Radiant Host. And the Radiant Hosts are our buddies. We do not take this lightly. I agree. He speaks of justice and heroism with great bluster, and yet some things were missing. Thank you for your words. I sometimes find it difficult to keep my heart askewed from my perspective, so I'm grateful that you're here to help me see clearly. So it seems our objective is unchanged. We'll track down the man who stole my people's sacred treasure. Whatever his intentions may be, unraveling them comes secondary to finding the man himself. I'll continue to pour my every effort into the search, so stop by from time to time, and I may have some news to share with you. Do we dare press on, or call it here?
I think call it here. Since we are 3 till. Let's
Do we want to head back, or do we want to sit at our hidden little spot here in town?
It's a rest zone. Hidden little spot is fine.
And if it rains, you're undercover.
Mm-hmm.
Got a nice little table waiting for us.
No dancers to watch, but that's fine.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure it will turn longer. I don't know why. I've just been... Maybe I didn't get enough sleep last night. Oh. I am yawning like nobody's business. But yeah, we'll be back on Friday to do more of this. I don't know if we'll get it all on Friday, because Friday is a short night for us. But we should get through the majority of it. I mean, we got the first 2 down.
Mm-hmm.
And there's...
5 overall.
So, yeah.
We're approaching the halfway mark, which would basically be halfway through this chain.
Mm-hmm. And hopefully I'll have better news to report on my crafting.
That would be good.
I'm so mad at myself that I kind of tried to push through to see if I could just get one thing, and
Yeah.
I ended up blowing it all. And yeah, I am mad at myself. Hopefully the rematerial will help. Knock on wood. With that said, we're gonna call it early. Thank you all very much for coming along. We will be back on Friday for more caster DPS hijinks. Until then, be safe, be well. Go George Caredwin and his fuzziness. And we will see you next time.
Yes, everyone, have a great night. Hope to see you here at 9 Friday.